Hey team, how are you guys? It's been a long time, too long since I've spoken to you, and even longer since we've been out on the pitch together. This is my message for week 3 of the Bayern Skills and Conditioning Challenge. Wow, it's been 4 weeks since we've been together. I really miss seeing you guys. How are you doing? What's it like doing online school? How are you spending your time? Anyone feeling lonely for your friends? Anyone feeling a little stir crazy? I am. So let's talk about the challenge. First off, here's a big welcome to the Red Boys who have jumped on board with the challenge. And I want to point out 2 players in particular, Caleb and JT, for putting in some huge amount of work and getting some scores up on the score sheet. You guys are a leader in one of each of our 20 categories. So from here on out, with our challenge, I will not only acknowledge black and red leaders in each of the categories, but also, just as importantly, I have begun to track personal records that are recorded by every single player. Your personal record starts at the point that you enter your second score in any category. And then from there on out, I will continue to track any improvement with that particular skill. How many of you guys are having trouble entering scores in the score sheet? Some of you have sent me your scores for me to enter, and if I need to do that to help you, I'm happy to do that. So with that said, here are the results for week 3, taken from the challenge score sheet from this Monday. And I'm going to start with the PRs, the personal records. Category 1, flipper juggling. Joey, personal record of 50 with an increase of 28 juggles. Awesome job. Number 2, alternating flipper juggles. Joey scores a 30 and Scott scores an 18. That's a 19-point increase for Joey and a 7-point increase for Scott. Alternating driven juggles. Scotty with a PR of 14. That's an increase of 3 juggles. Category 5 with the driven juggles with the strong foot. Joey racks up a big 38. An increase of 7 juggles with his strong foot. Driven juggles with the weak foot. Joey racks up a personal record of 15. That's an increase of 2. And Scott gets a personal record of 8. Headers. Joey scores a personal record of 6 by increasing off his previous record by 1. One touch passing and receiving with the strong foot. Joey with a PR of 25. That's a 5 pass increase. Scott with a PR of 40. That's a 2-point increase. One touch with the weak foot. Joey once again with a PR of 20. That's a 1 pass increase. And Scott with a PR of 35. That's a 3-point increase for Scott. Halfway there through the categories. Number 10 is 2-touch passing and receiving. Scott with a personal record of 30. That's an increase of 7. Joey with a personal record of 23, and that's an increase of 1. 2-touch with the weak foot. Scott with a personal record. We're starting to see a pattern here. Scotty with a personal record of 29. Joey with a personal record of 22. Dribbling, figure 8 with a strong foot. Scott, personal record. Way to go, Scott, with an increase of 5 points. Joey scores a 25 PR with an increase of 8 points. Figure 8 with a weak foot. Same 2 culprits. Joey with an increase of 6 points gets a PR of 24. An increase of 7 points, gets a PR of 23, and Scott just a point ahead at 24 with an increase of 6 points. Category 14. Nobody is doing anything with the change of direction. Not many. So let's get some scores up with the change of direction. It's a very simple dribbling and turn and a quick turn with alternating left and right foot. Ball striking, no PRs yet. And just a note to Nathan, you've got your score of a 9 in quotation marks because you didn't have the correct distances. But there are 3 players with 8s. Nathan's got a 9. Keep up the good work there, boys. Number 16, the vertical jump. Lots of new scores, but no one with a PR. Who can catch the leader? Category 17 with the sprint, the endurance sprint. No new PRs, but new scores are up. The fatigue score, 2 new scores up, but no one with a personal record yet. In these conditioning challenges, if you can increase your vertical jump, that means you're increasing your explosiveness, and that is a really, really important conditioning skill. With the 4 laps, Leo, after first running around the track, then went around the Spencer Butte turf and shaved 1 minute 11 seconds off of his 4-lap score, scoring a 5:51. Number 19 with the Illinois agility test, no PRs yet. The T-test, no PRs yet. And what about our leaderboard? Here we go. Flipper juggling. Calvin is the leader at 132, and I watched his video a week and a half ago. Almost every single one of those juggles was with the right foot. So Calvin, can you improve on that by working on your alternating flipper juggling? Caleb Sanders busts in for the red team, for the red group, with a 79. Erupted on the scene. Alternating flippers. Eli Brown erupts onto the scene with an 83 and a personal record. Caleb Sanders has a 47 with the red. Driven juggling. Caleb Sanders with a 60 is the overall leader. And Henry overtakes Leo with a score of 34. Alternating driven juggling. Overall leader is Joey with a score of 30. Caleb right on his heels with a 26. Category 5, driven juggling with a strong foot, our leader, Joey at 38, and Caleb is right on his heels with a 36. Keep it up, Caleb. Category 7, headers. JT jumps in with the leading score at 13. Joey also not far behind with a 6. Let's see if we can get a personal record in there over this next week. One touch passing with a strong foot. Our leader is Henry with 60. Did I get that right? 67 with the strong foot. Oh, was that a 30-second test, Henry? He overtakes Scotty, who had a 40. JT right on his heels with a 35. One touch, passing with the weaker foot. Co-leaders, Scott and Eli. Eli with a PR to get a 35, and they both share that score. Right on their heels is JT with a 34. Two-touch passing, stronger foot. Our overall leader is Scott with 30. Caleb leading is breathing hard right down his neck with a 22. Two-touch passing with the weaker foot. Our leader is Scott at 26. Caleb at 23. Dribbling with the figure 8 with the strong foot. Our leader is Scott with a PR of 26. JT, strong second place for the red, leading the red at 20. Figure 8 with a weak foot. Our leader is Scott with a PR of 24. JT bringing up the red with 19. Dribbling with a change of direction, our Scott is the leader with 13. Ball striking, we've got a leader from co-leaders from red and from black. Eli, no, let's see, that's Scott and Henry with the ball striking, both of them with a score of 8. Vertical jump, Eli, boom, jumped by Calvin with a score of 21 inches. The sprint endurance test, the leader is now Scott, blew by Henry and beat him by almost 3 seconds. He's scoring a 26.1. Henry, however, is still the leader in the fatigue score. He has the most consistent score with a 0.46 seconds. Nathan is the leader in the 4 laps around the field with an astounding 5 minutes, 7 seconds. Do we have video footage of that? JT comes in for red with a 7:04. The Illinois agility test has co-leaders in Henry and Scott, both of them with 13.7. Scott got a 13.79 and Henry with a 13.7. What was the 100th score there, Henry? T-test, Henry is the leader with 10.75. Who's going to catch him? With that said, boys, how are you having some fun between online learning, all your skills work? One of the best ways to keep yourself on track is to have some fun. So, during this coronavirus, social distancing, I want you to keep in mind that this is going to test your ability to stay on track and stay focused. The recipe for getting better is about taking small, consistent, deliberate steps toward your goal. That is how they conquer Mount Everest. And then you have to keep track. That's the whole idea of the challenge, the Bayern Skills and Conditioning Challenge. So, can you work on your skills a minimum of 15 minutes a day? I'm here to tell you that after 1 week of not touching a ball, you begin to lose your touch. And after 1 week without hard physical activity, you begin to lose your fitness. Guaranteed. Now, how are you having fun? I have fun sometimes playing my harmonica. I used to play it every single day. I got pretty good. I got to the point where I could almost play anything that I heard. And then I stopped, and I got rusty. But deep inside, I still had some muscle memory about how to play. And so I had laid a solid foundation by being consistent and by being deliberate and taking small little chunks out of this task. So now, along with my 15 minutes of daily conditioning or ball work, I'm going to get back into having some fun by working with my harmonica. Tell me, what is it that you're doing without your ball work and without your skill, without your homework? I miss you guys. I want you guys to know that, all of you. You're fantastic men, each and every one of you. I'll be sending out week 4 video message on Monday after I check your weekend's scores. And so until then, have fun, keep getting better, and keep track.